Hi, welcome to Learn English and Practice with Marie. Today we're going to do Advanced Vocabulary Builder lesson number 38, where we'll go through 10 advanced words and talk about their definitions, parts of speech, and a couple of example sentences. We'll finish up with a story so we can get some extra practice. This is a series, so if you end up liking this video, go ahead and subscribe, and let's hop in. First, listen to me read the words. Potentate, Igneous, Dogmatic, Appalling, Fictive, Usury, Desolate, Discrepancy, Cumulative, Concomitant. First we have potentate. This is a monarch or ruler, especially an autocratic one, and this is a noun. So, for example, King Henry VIII of England, a historic king of England, would be a potentate. He had absolute control over the territory, and everyone viewed him as the source of authority in the country. Some examples here are: the potentate ruled over the vast kingdom with absolute power and authority. The powerful potentate wielded their authority with an iron fist, commanding respect and fear. Next we have igneous, and this means of a rock formed by the solidification of magma or lava. It's an adjective. So it's a particular type of rock. It's a word that's used to describe the rock. Examples here are: igneous rocks are formed from solidified lava or magma and have a coarse texture. The igneous rock formations in the national park attracted geologists and nature enthusiasts. Dogmatic. This means aggressively and arrogantly certain about unproved principles. It's an adjective. So this someone who's dogmatic has very, very strong and deep beliefs about things that haven't been scientifically proven. So some sort of more extreme branches of religion can be referred to as dogmatic. Examples here are: the professor's dogmatic teaching style left little room for discussion or alternative viewpoints. The dogmatic leader's rigid adherence to their principles stifled innovation and progress. Appalling. This means inspiring shock, horror, disgust, and it is an adjective. So, for example, you could describe the practice of slavery in United States history as appalling. It was very, very bad, inexcusable, terrible, disgusting, all of these very negative words. Examples here are: the news of the tragic accident was truly appalling, leaving everyone in shock and disbelief. The news of the appalling treatment of refugees sparked widespread outrage and calls for justice. Fictive. This means creating or created by imagination, and it's an adjective. So something that's fictive has been made up. It's typically creative. It's something that is an elaboration or sparked by the mind. You can see the word fictive sounds a lot like the word fiction, and that's because they are related words. Examples here are: the writer's fictive imagination knew no bounds, crafting captivating stories from the depths of their creativity. The novelist's fictive tales captured readers with their vivid descriptions and compelling characters. Usury. This means lending money at an unlawful or excessively high rate of interest, and it's a noun. So this is predatory lending. It's the practice of giving loans at very, very high interest rates that people would struggle to pay back. Examples here are: many countries have laws in place to regulate usury and protect borrowers from unfair lending practices. Usury has long been a controversial issue, as it can lead to debt cycles and financial hardships for borrowers. So this word can be pronounced in two ways. As an adjective, it's desolate, and as a verb, it's desolate. So let me explain what it means in both of those ways. So first we have of a place deserted of people and in a state of bleak and dismal emptiness. That's as an adjective, desolate. And as a verb, we would say make a place bleakly and depressingly empty or bare. All right, it's a verb. So to desolate something is to make it free of things and make it bleak and empty. So the word desolate in the context of an adjective could be used to describe a desert where there's nothing and it's just sand into the horizon. That would be a desolate setting. Examples are the once vibrant city now stood desolate and abandoned, its buildings in ruins and streets empty. The desolate feeling of loneliness and despair overwhelmed her as she walked through the empty house. Discrepancy. This means difference, failure of things to correspond. It's a noun. So you can use an American idiom and say, things are just not adding up. All right. It's when you notice a mistake or an error where something does not look accurate in comparison to something else. So, for example, maybe someone who's doing something mathematical might notice a discrepancy in the number they should have versus what they do have. So, the examples are the accountant noticed a discrepancy in the financial records and immediately began investigating the error. The detective discovered a discrepancy in the suspect's alibi, casting doubt on their innocence. Cumulative. This means increasing, building upon itself. It's an adjective. So, cumulative is to just build and build and build. For example, you might score the tests in a course where a student is enrolled cumulatively, where the score of each test kind of builds on the next one. And then at the end, they get one grade based on everything they've done and all the tests they've taken. Examples are the cumulative effect of years of neglect resulted in the deterioration of the historic building. The cumulative sales of product steadily increased over time, surpassing all expectations. Concomitant. This means naturally accompanying or associated, as an adjective, a phenomenon that naturally accompanies or follows something, as a noun. So this word is actually a very difficult word to pronounce, but it is essentially the idea that it's something that goes along with something else. Examples here are the increased workload was a concomitant of the company's rapid expansion. The concomitant emotions of joy and relief overwhelmed her upon receiving the good news. Let's read through a story for practice. Once in a land ruled by a powerful potentate, the environment faced a dire threat. King James was known for his dogmatic views on progress and development, but turned a blind eye to the cumulative impact of human activities on the natural world. In a desolate part of the kingdom, there lay a forest, home to diverse flora and fauna. A nearby volcano resulted in numerous igneous rocks, but the volcano lay dormant and was no longer a threat to the forest. The real threat was King James's policies leading to environmental destruction. As the years passed, the concomitant effects of environmental degradation became apparent. The once vibrant landscape transformed into an appalling scene of pollution, deforestation, and species extinction. Yet, he remained steadfast in his beliefs, dismissing any discrepancy between his actions and the deteriorating state of the environment. Meanwhile, a group of passionate environmentalists sought to change the narrative. They refused to succumb to the king's dogmatic stance and instead employed creative and fictive methods to raise awareness. Their campaign highlighted the exploitation of natural resources for short-term gains and the urgent need to protect and restore the environment. The actions of the king were compared to usury, since both were rooted in deep exploitation. Their message resonated with the people, who began to realize King James's narrow-mindedness and the magnitude of the environmental crisis. Ultimately, the campaign was successful, and the people compelled King James to change his ways. With policy changes, the environment in the forest was able to flourish. So, let's read through these words one more time. Potentate, igneous, dogmatic, appalling, fictive, usury, desolate, discrepancy, cumulative, concomitant. Great job today. There are other videos just like this one on this channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll put some playlists and videos right here. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!